What's going on, guys? My name's Jacob. I'm through hiking the Pacific Crest Trail this summer, and I'm in Mammoth Lakes right now, taking a couple days off with my girlfriend who came to visit. I'm about 900 miles into the hike so far, and I wanted to take this opportunity to give you guys a quick breakdown of all the gear that I'm carrying with me for my through hike. So let's get into it. Let's start out with just the backpack. I'm carrying the Osprey Atmos 65 liter pack. It's a traditional pack. It's got an airframe in it. It's really nice and comfortable. I did elect to take the brain off the pack, so that brings the capacity of the pack down just a little bit, but I didn't necessarily need 65 liters of space, so I tried to save a little bit of weight there by taking the brain off the pack. Really loving that backpack so far. Let's get into my shelter and my sleep system. So I'm carrying the Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2. It's a freestanding two-man tent. It's working really well for me. This thing's only about 2.5 pounds, so it's really lightweight for a two-man tent. Plenty of space for me. I spent a couple nights with Kate in there as well, so it does work for two, but it's a little bit snug. All right, so sleep system. For my sleeping pad, I've got the Thermarest Neo Air. It's kind of an older sleeping pad. It's an inflatable pad, but it's got a pretty high R value. Definitely not the lightest sleeping pad out there, but it does the trick for me and keeps me off that cold ground. So for my pillow, I've got the Sea to Summit Eros. It's a large pillow. It does have like a thin down layer on top. It keeps your head nice and warm while you're sleeping. And for my sleeping bag, I've got the Sierra Designs Nitro 800. It's a 20-degree bag, but it's nice and packable. It's fairly lightweight, and it's working really well for me so far. I know a lot of guys are out using quilts to save some weight, but I really like the mummy bag because you can really tuck in and stay nice and warm at night. Nothing worse than a cold night in the woods. So that's my sleep system. Next, let's get into some food and water. So I'm in the Sierras right now, and in the Sierra section of the hike, you are required to carry a bear canister. So I've got the Bear Vault BV450, which is the smaller one. There's a 500, it's a bit longer, so you can carry a few more nights of food with you on your trek. For my cook system, I've got the Jetboil Flash, I believe it is. It's one of the smaller Jetboils, but it's nice and self-contained. Little Sea to Summit titanium spoon. Definitely want to go with a longer spoon, so if you're using those backpacker pantry meals or anything like that, you can reach all the way to the bottom. This thing I use for basically every meal, and if I want a hot coffee in the morning, it works great for that too. Got the little burner right there, and then you can actually fit a small fuel canister in with the burner inside, so it's nice and compact. I actually gave away my small fuel canister, so I'm carrying a larger MSR fuel canister right now, but I'll probably swap that out before I head back out. I'm also doing a fair amount of cold soaking while I'm out on the trail, so I went with the trusty Talenti Gelato Jar. This is a go-to for most of the thru hikers. Cheap, lightweight, and it does the trick. You can throw your couscous in there, throw it in your pack for a couple hours, and you got lunch. Okay, so for water filtration, I'm using the Sawyer Squeeze. I actually started out with the Sawyer Minis, and they tend to clog up pretty easily, so I switched over to the Squeeze a couple 100 miles in, and it's been doing great so far. It's really nice because it's so versatile. You can use this thing on the bag or a nice platypus bag, or you can screw it directly onto your smart water bottle. So for water storage, I'm just carrying two 1.5 liter smart water bottles. That seems to do the trick for most of these water carries. Some of the bigger ones, I'll fill up another bag full of water just to be safe in the desert sections. But up here in the Sierra, there's water everywhere. It's super easy to find, so that usually gets me through about half the day, and then I'll refill at a stream or a pond or whatever. Up here in the Sierra, there is quite a bit of snow, so I'm carrying Yak Tracks. I'd probably recommend you go with more of like a micro spike or a crampon. If you're hitting the Sierra earlier in the season like I am, there's some icy sections, so you want to make sure you've got good traction out there. These have worked okay, but I've had to be pretty careful on most of the sections. Alright, and I'm also carrying the Black Diamond Distance Z trekking poles. These are great. I use these for trail running as well, and they just fold up really nice. You can throw them on the back of your pack and just strap them on there. I went for the aluminum poles over the carbon fiber just because if you're out and you have a snag or you get stuck in the snow or whatever, these are more likely to just bend on you a little bit than the carbon fiber, which might break, and then you're out of trekking pole. So aluminum, a little heavier, but in my opinion, worth the weight. Okay, so navigation and safety. I'm just carrying the Garmin InReach Mini. This thing's been great. I didn't really anticipate using it, but it's a really nice item to have in the pack for comfort. If you do have a situation where you get lost or if you have a fall or something like that, you've got that SOS function for first responders to come grab you. Also, I'll turn on tracking a couple of times a day on this guy. It's really useful because I can send a link to my family and friends, and they can have a better idea of kind of where I'm at on trail. If I need to have a resupply sent to me or anything like that, we can do a better job of coordinating that and anticipating where I'm going to be in the next week or two. Okay, so first aid. Got this little first aid kit. It's pretty self-explanatory, kind of self-contained. Inside, I just keep some bandages and a little bit of bug spray, which I haven't used yet actually, some Tums, a little pair of scissors and tweezers, a little bit of athletic tape and super glue, and then I keep a little film canister full of ibuprofen, and if you have any medications or anything, the fuel canisters do a good job keeping those nice and dry for you. So that's the med kit, pretty basic, but it's a nice thing to have just in case. All right, let's talk poop kit. Okay, so this little guy, I keep this in one of the front pockets in my pack. When you got to go out and do your business in the woods, you want to leave no trace. So you got to have your trowel. This is the Deuce of Spades, super lightweight, does the trick. A little bit of toilet paper, and then a little backcountry bidet. You can find these on Amazon, they're really cheap, but you want to make sure you're doing a good job cleaning up out there. Alright, so now let's move on to the clothes I'm wearing and how I'm storing those. I keep all my clothes in this 13-liter Sea to Summit evac bag. It's really nice, waterproof, lightweight, and it compresses down. It's just a simple roll top. And keep all my clothes in there. In a pinch, if it's raining or snowing, I'll also throw my sleeping bag in here just to make sure I keep it dry. But great addition to the pack. So clothes, start out at the bottom. I've got 3 pair of Injinji trail socks. I really like the toe socks. Lets your foot move a little more naturally, keeps you nice and dry. I am carrying these Jonji 7-inch running shorts. Super comfortable. I'm also a real big fan of this company's mission. Give a little bit back to kind of clean water efforts in different countries. So great company, check them out. My main shirt here, it's a fishing shirt from Sims. I really like it because it's got these front pockets. I can throw my phone in there or my chapstick or whatever it is that I need quick access to. Nice and lightweight, breathable Sims fishing shirt. All right, and then layers. The layer I've got on here, this is the Smart Wool Merino 150 weight base layer. It's got this little hood, so if it's cooler out, I can throw that up, but it's nice and lightweight and breathable, so I find myself wearing this quite a bit. I've also got a thicker base layer. This is another Smart Wool 250 weight merino layer. there's been some cold nights down in the teens and single digits up here in the Sierra, so having those extra layers right now is important, and I'll probably ditch some of them a little bit later. For pants, I've got these Patagonia, trail pants. They're working really well. Lots of pockets, throw all kinds of stuff in there. So really liking those. Also, if I'm doing laundry, it's nice to have an extra layer I can throw on in town. Okay, so moving on to my jacket. I've got the Arc'teryx, I think Serum or something like that. It's an 800 weight down jacket. Packs down to almost nothing, and it's super lightweight. Really similar to the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer 2 that a lot of the other hikers are out wearing. Another base layer, I've got the Smart Wool kind of long johns. Usually use these just for sleeping. My legs tend to not get too cold, so these work really well if I just need a little bit of extra warmth. Some Outdoor Research Gore-Tex gloves. These work really well on those cooler mornings. A little hemp Minaware hat, just a little beanie. Again, been a bunch of cooler nights, so it's nice to have. And rain jacket. A lot of people will just carry a poncho because it rarely rains up here, but I like to have something a little more substantial. So I just got this REI rain jacket. It's definitely more on the affordable end, but it's one of those things you really want to have when you need it. This is just kind of my miscellaneous bag. It's from Packet Systems. It's just a weatherproof bag, packs down really small. And in here I just keep, miscellaneous stuff. I keep like a notebook and a pen and a little microfiber rag for my camera lens, just in case I get anything on there. And then I keep my cords, one lightning, one mini micro USB for my phone and whatnot. And I also keep my battery pack in here. It's a little Anchor battery pack, which I am currently charging up with this Goal Zero Nomad 10. It's a little solar panel. I can throw this on the back of my backpack during the day, and if it's sunny out, I basically get one charge on my cell phone per day out of this guy. So really nice addition to the pack. It is a little bit extra weight, but in my opinion it's worth just the peace of mind knowing you've always got power for navigation. And then let's see, and my cell phone, just an iPhone 8 I think, works well. This is what I use for navigation and does the trick. So that's it, guys. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Again, gear's really personal, so make your own decisions. I just wanted to give you a basic rundown of what I'm carrying. I'm also going to ditch a lot of this gear once I get through the Sierra into Oregon and some of those flatter, warmer sections. So anyways, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button for me. If you have any questions about gear, I'm by no means an expert, but definitely drop your questions down below in the comments and I'll do the best to answer them. If you want to see more of this stuff, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.